And I'm sitting here going, do I have to give Billy Football $3,300 right now?
Yeah, you do.
I think
Fucking
so.
ridiculous.
Are you crazy? Have a congressman in your back pocket? What are you, nuts? You should all be donating.
The boys are in the building. Actually, can you close that door? The boys are in the building. Finally.
Pump fake.
My mom's going to come in. Mom, we're recording.
That was real adolescent shit. Get out of here.
I'm combing my hair.
I mean, it's comical how long we've been trying to get this on the books.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute,
We're
dude.
on
Good to
tour.
see you
You're on
boys.
tour. We got to cancel. You got to cancel. Somebody died. Somebody this. Somebody that.
I think those were all actually true excuses that we pushed
were.
this. There was a couple of deaths, a couple of flights.
Lost a couple of people. Good shit.
But man, it's been. I feel like I say this almost every time you guys come in, but from one appearance to the next, it's always just for the moon for you guys.
Yeah.
But I
Great
feel like
to
this
be here.
last one really. I mean, because also it's been a while. But I mean, we're all over the world.
Yeah, man.
We're still growing. We got
Shit's
fucking
crazy.
Patreon money. We're making appearances. Great.
Just trying to hold on to this fucking rocket ship until
long
it
as you
crashes,
can.
because it's gonna crash.
We're opening up grocery stores all across the country. Got the big scissors and everything. Oh, folks, good to see you.
Have you? What's that thing Marty and Dana do? Moon Man, the Rocket Man.
Yeah.
These guys do this online gambling thing where you watch the screen and there's a rocket and it takes off and it goes and it goes and it goes. And you place your bet and you have to jump off before it explodes. And if you do that, you win a certain amount of money. And as it goes higher, it multiplies.
Oh shit!
So it can go like 10x. Sometimes it goes like 1,000x. And these two idiots sit. With,
I'm in. That's got me all
but
over it.
But I was like, these two guys, you guys are doing that in real life. Like, is it gonna pop? Is it gonna pop? Is it gonna go? Is it gonna explode? Let's keep going to the moon, baby.
Everything's in his name. I'll be halfway to Mexico by the time the feds come looking for us.
Dude, I mean, we've been running this thing like idiots. we got some guy to come in and like manage like the business end of it, and I was just like, they were like, dude, your fucking QuickBooks is a mess. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So you were running it yourself?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, that's
And
why
you-
I
any
fucking
experience?
hired you.
I have like a little bit of it. Like I know enough. Like if this was a roofing company, I'd be like, I would be better than most. It would be okay. But now it's like,
Yeah, but you have to pay taxes in like a million states, I'd imagine.
I'm sure it's a nightmare.
why are you bringing that shit up? What the fuck?
Bringing up old shit. Knock it off.
That's the new guy's problem. That ain't mine.
This guy watches a couple episodes of Billions all the time.
No, I got
Works
fired
for
by
the
my
SEC.
accountant.
No, his favorite thing is taxes in
Fired
different
by
states.
your accountant?
I got back in with her. I called her this tax season. She's like, I'm very surprised to get this call, and I was like, why? And she's like, well, we've been trying to
The
get
Russian
in touch with
mob
you.
hasn't got a hold of you yet.
She's like, you don't reply to anything. I was like, well, you don't send me anything interesting. She's like,
Yeah.
I
No,
send
I'm
you
the
what
same
you
way.
have
It's
to
always
do.
just
I
bad
get a lot of,
news.
hey, just checking in on this. I'm like, guess. I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I don't check email anymore, basically at all. And
I
so
don't check the mail anymore.
Oh, well, that's
Never.
bro. I'm not checking the electronic mail. You think I'm checking the paper mail? But I gotta do that. I'm missing a lot of important stuff on both fronts.
Sure.
And I keep being like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why didn't you tell me? And they're like, here you go. And there's like 5 emails from like a
dude.
month ago. I'm like,
Sure.
My
yikes.
car registration is
Oh, yeah. That's a
currently
big one.
suspended. I found out
That's a
yesterday.
big one.
Nice.
I had to pay Easy Pass bills by the 28th. Missed that, and now I'm currently suspended. I paid it, but I'm in a limbo period till the suspension lifts.
You riding dirty?
Yeah.
I thought about that when we drove, because we drove up to, we just did the Wilbur and we did
yeah.
Comedy Connections in Providence. And
Yeah.
he was driving up there. He's got a little bit of a tacky track record in upstate New York.
Oh yeah, I do have.
You got warrants?
And I thought about that when we were driving up. We get pulled over.
I don't think I have warrants. I have an outstanding ticket that I was supposed to pay.
Moving violation?
Moving
Okay,
violation.
it was a little
I
different,
pled it
you know.
down through some school. Like I did some like online class, and they pled it down. But they don't take fucking credit cards. So I have to mail it because the
This is
town's
my
so
biggest
small.
problem. This is my
So
biggest problem.
I had to mail a check. I didn't have checks, and now they're just not hitting me. I don't know. I don't remember the town. I don't remember how much.
No,
I don't
of
remember
course.
fucking anything.
I also have a problem, like, if I get a ticket in that exact moment, I'm ready to pay it because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
Sure.
And
You should be
every
able to
time,
hand them $100. Go here. You settle it.
or they have some scanning thing.
Uh-huh.
But every time, I don't know if this is my town, but no, because it's New York and Westchester, it's everywhere. I go on to pay, and they say 24 hours. It has to hit the system. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? I'm not going to do it 24 hours, and then I'm never remembering
They
that.
want you to do that.
I know. I'm sure they
want
do.
the
Right?
fines and the late fees.
Can I tell you what I'm
It's all
currently
set up.
doing? Easy Pass. I probably quarterly just pay Easy Pass by like $1,000.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
No. In a different form.
You don't have Easy Pass?
I have Easy Pass.
What do you send them change?
I got a new car, and
This is why mine got suspended. It was the old car.
Oh, I had old license plate with. I had the tag and everything, but when it does the cameras,
Well, my
it looks
thing
like
is,
I have
you
like a
figure
stolen
it out.
tag.
You
or
have
whatever.
my credit card
Yes.
information.
Right.
You know I own the car. Just you do the math.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I've been driving in and out for a long
that's what
time
got
now,
me.
right?
Get on top of that.
So I eventually check something because I'm like, I'm going to get suspended or whatever, and every time it's like $4,000 worth of fucking.
That's crazy.
And-
Mine was
but then,
$600.
but I know this. The what you do is you just go like, well, I'm not paying that, and they go, we can knock it down to like $800
because a lot of it's the fees and shit.
huge.
Yeah.
It's
They
a
double.
huge drop.
Yeah.
If you're ever dealing with that, do not ever pay the full amount.
Because the toll will be $16, and you don't pay it in 60 days, then it goes to 86.
Yes.
And then if you don't pay that, it goes to 126.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so you usually have to pay the
principal.
toll. It's the fees that get knocked down. But if it goes to collections, the collections
no
can't
idea
fuck
what
you.
we're talking about.
Feitelberg's never driven a car, I don't think.
You really don't drive much,
What are these
right?
bridges and tunnels I hear so much about?
I never drive. No.
Yeah, like I mean,
I drive in the summer when I go home.
Right.
That's about it.
yeah. That time we were in the car in Newport. I remember
That's
being
a 10
like,
speed. Hey, Mrs. Camerari. Hey, Johnny. Let's get to the nitty gritty. What did you upgrade to? What are you whipping around in?
a Ford Explorer, bro.
Oh, man.
Okay. I was no, it's terrible. I mean, I'm not a car guy.
You got a couple of bucks
Yeah,
now.
what do you
got a
mean?
couple
You should have
bucks.
bought a fucking F-15 or something.
I guess so.
Flying with the
Well,
balloon.
this
Get
is
that old school Hummer that
I'm
Schwarzenegger
happy
used to roll around in.
That would be
That's
solid.
what I want to buy, you know? I'm happy you're here. You guys are two guys I want to talk to about this.
I don't take any financial advice from us.
But I am
What, you got a roofing
still...
company?
I got two words for you.
I get you a 15-year shingle if you need it.
I am still so decidedly white trash after new money that it's... I don't know. I might be some sort of like case study. I mean...
Sure. Well, I mean, I wouldn't argue that's the smart thing to do if you get cash is to not spend it like you're going to be making that the rest of your
But
life
here's the
every
thing,
year.
so
Yes,
wrong.
but it's also like I'm not being like smart with my money. It's like dumb things like that. I'm just like, here's $1,000 Easy Pass.
Yeah, that's stupid. That'll get you. You're
yeah,
going to look
it's
back
like
at some
dumb
point and be
shit like that.
That was $8,000 that I shouldn't have spent.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not buying gold chains and shit, but I'm also probably I wish I was rather than giving it to fucking motor vehicles.
Sure.
You know,
You bought a house?
I got a house.
Bought a house.
I have a very nice house with a
Did you
very
pay
nice
that
piece of
off, or
property.
you doing a mortgage?
Straight cash, baby.
No shit.
Yeah, that was my big.
mortgage
That
rates
was
are
my
crazy,
big
right?
expense.
What do you do with that?
And
Write a check, or do they just wire transfer it into
wire
your
it?
account?
Yeah, wired it.
I always thought that, like, I don't know if it was with you, but I extremely recently learned when you like buy a house in cash,
Yes.
you're not getting the
Cash.
Yeah, I thought it was a duffel bag of money.
Yeah.
We had that's
Wait,
what fucking
what is
At a
cash?
Remax office.
Words mean things. Like
Yeah,
cash. Is like,
yeah.
You bought a cash. I fucking got cash.
Yeah, there
We
should
had
be
Cypher
another
Sounds.
word for it.
Cypher Sounds.
Non-mortgage or
Yeah,
some
watch
shit.
those die packs in there.
Cypher Sound showed up to his fucking closing with like
That's right.
a Jordan
Yes.
box
Yes.
$100 bill.
They said
he
they
got
were like, no,
DJ'd.
you can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my biggest expense, and
But that's good. That's done. But you don't have to
Yeah.
think about that
Bro,
ever
and
again.
you know what? My financial guys told me like we should do a reverse mortgage. And
That doesn't sound
What?
right.
like
Who
you
are you rolling with?
basically like you can still take a mortgage out, and
That
then
sounds worse than
based
our
on
guy,
the
dude.
rates, the money that you're paying for your mortgage. Now that we have that money back and we're investing it, you'll be making like
They start playing in those percentages.
And I
of-
was
yeah,
like,
no.
you might be right.
No.
I don't want to pay a
Isn't
mortgage.
it one of those
My
top
favorite
selling
fucking
things?
thing in the world is that I don't pay a mortgage. Like I just don't have to pay for my living, my housing anymore ever again if I wanted to. I can stay in this house forever if I wanted, and I don't have to pay a dime, insurance and shit like that. And I fucking love that. And if you could have made me a couple bucks on arbitrage with the rates versus the
Yeah,
this and
fuck
that,
that.
fine. I don't care. It's a you pay rent for so long, and I'm just like, it's done.
There's a reverse mortgage, the thing that Tom Selleck...
It's not, yeah, I shouldn't say reverse mortgage. It's just like reverse in the sense that like I bought the house cash and then they give you a loan back. So
you can take a loan out on it at like 3%, but you can make 7% in the market, so you're making 3%.
And they're like, we can make more money. I'm like, I don't fucking care. You can't get money. Like the money can't buy the peace of mind.
Dude, when I start thinking about that,
but that's where I'm trash.
My brain starts to hurt. If I have to have more than 2 imaginary numbers, it starts getting real tight.
So you got new house, new car. You buy the car?
No, I didn't even buy. I don't think I even got a new car. I had the car already. I just got a Ford Explorer.
Okay.
It's funny.
Got a CD changer in there?
I went down
to the Power Edition. It's nice.
I was in... I remember that. The Eddie Bauer. Yes, the Eddie Bauer. I
They're back with the Eddie Bauer.
No. I almost wish, though, because that, to me, would be a flex. Because Eddie Bauer Ford Explorer from the 90s, I remember my buddy had that, and I was like...
red leather right there.
Baby.
Red leather.
This is the real deal.
Fucking LL Bean edition.
Man, those things hit. That was always some rich friend. His dad was a contractor.
They had the aftermarket speakers in it and stuff like that.
Remember dads when Bose hit? That's all they talked about.
The crisp, the quality of the audio.
Yeah. I always tell this when my dad recently discovered water. Dad's rediscovering things or discovering things.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He's like, I'll tell him anything. He'll be like, "You been drinking water?" And I'm like, "No, I'm
up to 9 glasses a day.
My whole life, dude."
You're new to the show.
I used to watch my dad every morning come downstairs, and he would fill a half a cup of coffee up and then hit it with water and just crush it so he could get out the door with it. That's the only time I ever saw him drink water.
That's the white trash espresso right there.
You're making your own Americano.
I'll be honest, most of the stuff you guys talk about, I've heard of or seen or done.
Sure.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
That's
I've never heard
insane.
of that.
Yeah, right out the door. And then he had to stop drinking it because he started to have a massive panic attack at work.
Yeah, when you're shooting, thousands of milligrams of caffeine right into your brain with water.
I came home from school one day, and he got home from work, and we were on the couch watching TV, and he started breathing into the bag.
No way.
And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I got the caffeine.
That ain't the caffeine,
He's like
dude.
ripping
That's
his
something
cig.
else.
He's doing a shot of whiskey. That's funny. But I went to Bert and Tom's launch for the vodka down in Austin, and those guys roll. They roll different these days.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we were just out on tour with Bert.
Yeah, I'm so... And Bert's crazy, but Tom is like, even, and in one...
The boss of bosses, as we call him. LF.
One exchange, one like fluid, like, hey, how you doing? And then turn to this conversation. I met a billionaire and then a Ferrari dealer.
Sure.
Nice.
And Bert was like, let me introduce you to him. And he, of course, starts thinking this is like a business thing. And I was like, buddy, I drive a Ford Explorer.
It's not even the Eddie Bauer edition.
Yeah. Like, I theoretically, I could get one, but you're talking to the wrong fucking guy.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm not
I bought a
$275 on it. I think it's kind of crazy when I see literal Ferraris and shit like that in New York, in Manhattan. It's like...
I feel like I don't see them that often.
It's like... I don't think it's worth it having a nice car like that to drive in, basically bumper-to-bumper traffic all the time, or back and forth with my kids. It's like, I don't know. But I really have never been a car guy. If I was a car guy, I would probably have bought
so
one.
lost.
It's never a hot dude in there either. It's always some 90-year-old orthodox.
Never some piece of ass.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Hello, eye candy.
This guy ain't even hot. I would never fuck you. I don't care what kind of car you're in.
It's always some old dude. And he's like real meticulous about it and a dick about the car.
Yeah. That's a funny thing of that guy who Tom introduced you to, that guy has probably had a conversation with MBS.
Yeah. I mean, there's only like a handful of Ferraris around the world. So he's the one dealing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that you can't just
buy the license.
You have to
for
be
one.
accepted
into the crew. But I think it's also if Tom has one and he's like, give one to Kevin.
I think a lot of them are. A lot of the who was telling us? Shaw was telling us most of all of the purchases are after you bought it from someone who already had one.
Yeah,
to buy one from them.
Oh, forget
the
it.
numbers. I'm making this up, but it's like 30 a year or something crazy.
That's why they're hand making the fucking engines and this and that. But
So
that was never my.
I'll take a Guinea any day.
A what?
Lamborghini.
A Guinea.
What color?
Huh?
What color would
They'd have to build it around you.
It's got a little bubble on the side. I'm halfway out. I'd go deep purple.
Those are low to the ground, brother. That'd be a nightmare.
I'd go deep purple.
Ooh, I like that.
I'd go deep purple.
Lime green.
Really?
I'm going
insane.
Lamborghini. I'm going as obnoxious.
What are you, an Autobot? You're gonna go lime green?
I would go
like yellow or
anything.
something like that. What do you? A Bentley?
Something somebody can drive.
I don't know. I also I even feel this way a little bit about the house I bought. it's like it just became like the place that I live. Like it looks nice from the outside, and in the beginning that kind of gave me a little bit of like, wow, like I bought this fucking thing, right? You've seen it, it looks nice, right?
Nice.
But now it's just like that's where I live. And the car to the maximum because it's like my kids are in it. I'm carrying
like eating fries and shit in it. Yeah.
So it's like when that allure wears off, it's like now I just have this thing.
Did you furnish the whole house? I assume you had.
So not.
You just had the apartment.
It just. Like, we just cleared permits and all that shit. I'm doing a bunch of renovations.
Okay,
you.
And the one thing I'm going to do, I got a tennis court on the property.
What? Shut the fuck up.
Bro, I got this steal. It was the first house I looked at, and I bought it. And I don't know whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing in the long run.
No shit.
Because it's old, but it's...
Where in Westchester, without being so
White
specific?
Plains.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Big,
On the corner of Maple and Elm. What the fuck?
Got a tennis court in Yonkers?
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like... every property I looked at that had even a little bit of a yard was like $3 million. You know, in Westchester, it's just fucking crazy. And I found this place. I don't know if it's because it was two old people. I think they might have died because I never met them. I only met their kids.
I'm out.
And I don't know what was going on, but it's a big piece of land and it had a pool and a tennis court.
Damn.
And it was for a price that was like comparable to all these other regular houses.
Yeah,
And
you
so-
got to do it.
and
Ghost
so I
or no
bought
ghost.
it. Yeah, there's definitely some shit.
You
going
got
on.
to take that.
There's definitely-
You
some
can
shit
buy
going on.
sage. You know what I mean?
right. I literally, I mean, do you guys really believe in ghosts?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I just bought a
there
Dyson.
Not right now, but if I'm in an abandoned house,
Well, that's
I believe
the thing.
in
What was
ghosts.
your answer just now?
I was going to say, I just bought a Dyson and thought I was killing it.
I thought that was in response to the ghost. Like, oh, I believe in ghosts. I bought a hairdryer.
I've been sucking them up for weeks.
Your hair will frizz up. Yeah, 100%.
But
Old
then,
house.
like I say I believe in it, but then it's like I don't know. And then like some funky shit happened in my house that I was like, I cannot explain this.
I had
and
to
I
say,
got
I
a
bought
little
a house
Fuck, I'm
as well.
sitting next to
Yeah.
it, man. I don't
Yeah, but it's funny because when you watch a scary movie, I always say to myself like, bro, if that was me and that happened, I would get the fuck out of
That
there.
night.
I don't care
But then
how
your
much I
walls
paid
start
for
bleeding.
it.
You're like, it's probably paint.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was like, I just dropped how much on this cash? I'm staying here until I'm dead, you know?
Yeah.
Like
What happened?
So, well, first of all, we walked the property when we first bought it.
Uh-huh.
And
This has Indian burial ground written all
Bro.
over it.
it all looked good. Like the next day, my dad goes up there for the first time and he goes, like, you got your first squatter. You didn't tell me about the statue. And I was like, what does that mean? And he sends me a picture and there's this little boy statue in the back corner. And I didn't really walk the property as like intensely as like everyone else did. I was kind of like, yeah, we're good. But everybody else tells me like we walked every corner and they're like, we did not see that last time. And it's old and it's creepy and it's a little boy and it has like a polo on and he's like this. And I was like, we have a fucking weird statue next to, I have a well on the property, which is also creepy, right?
Oh man,
Probably
no!
where he
Get
fell
out,
in.
dude! Get out!
And that was
Like
weird
a
enough.
water.
That was weird enough, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe we just missed it. Maybe some kids are fucking around. They put it there. There are some explanations, right?
No.
One night, this was the thing that really fucked me up. One night, I cleaned the kitchen top to bottom before I went to bed. I know it for a fact because I scrubbed it all down, and I was like, I never do this. I was just leaving for the morning, and that night I did it.
Were the kids with you? Were the kids
No,
staying over there?
the kids were with their mom
No
that night.
chance anybody else
No.
was.
Wake up the next morning, and there is a coffee stain the length of the countertop. I don't drink coffee. There's no coffee in the house. And the way it didn't connect to a sink, because I was like, maybe it's like dirty. First of all, I kind of like touched it and smelled it. It was sweet, so it was coffee. But I was like, maybe it's dirty water. It didn't touch the sink. It didn't go to a window. It was just like a standalone puddle.
Was it like puddle or dry?
It was dry by that point. There was no cup. There was no nothing, but it was just a stain. Nothing in the ceiling. Nothing from the windows. Nothing from the sink. It was sweet, so it was some sort of drink. I think coffee. I don't have it. And it was just like it looked like somebody knocked it and it spilled down the counter and then they took it away. And then I was like, maybe I don't have ghosts. Maybe I have a fucking person in my house at night.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's all that shit
You
going
check
on.
the attic, crawl space. You got a crawl space.
Bro, so then I had to.
That's where they live, dude. That's where
See the video where the
heebie-jeebies
lady
are.
comes down out of the guy's
He was
in his kitchen?
Yeah, she was living there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's making the rounds on Twitter right
so
now.
then I start seeing. Yeah, then I did have to go up in the attic and I was like poking my head up like I'm gonna get decapitated. But anyway, this is all to say I got a tennis
doors.
court, and I'm going to turn it into a basketball court.
That's fun.
There you go.
I bought a place in the burbs, and
Are you in Philly or New York?
Jersey.
And
we use it like on the weekends and shit. We still have our apartment in New York, but it's just to be close to my family. And it was me and two of my boys, and my wife and my dog. We were all in the kitchen. It was like midnight. It was like right almost at midnight. We're drinking, having a good time, talking about death. And it was like, so-and-so died. What do you want to do? And just whatever. And out of nowhere, one of the panels in the other room, like we're in the kitchen, in the living room, one of the panels on the fireplace, the glass panels just shatters.
oh no,
Just shatters.
Is there a fire going on, though?
No.
Oh.
Just
fire could
the
do it.
fireplace panels shattered.
Yeah, and we all walk in, we're like, what the fuck? And like, now this is, I'm like, for sure there's a ghost. But I have to start lying to myself and be like, the tempered glass, there could have been a crack, the heat, the wind, but I
Because the
then
choice is
Googled
either
it.
you lie to yourself, or it's like, should we get in the car and run away like a
But
bunch
it's
of
also
pussies?
like,
They follow you.
When you go to bed, you're like, what are they going? It's going to murder me. Like this would be happening everywhere.
Yeah,
No one's just ever like, oh, he was stabbed in his sleep. Or, you know what I mean? Like that shit doesn't happen.
When you actually get confronted, because that's why I said when I watched those movies, I was always like, I would just get up and leave, and then it's like, well, I'm a grown adult, and what am I really? Am I going to like run to my mom's house and be like, I think there's, I don't know.
Thought about it for sure. I made sure my buddy stayed the night.
There was also a time I ended up, I had this well, and there's a little well house built on top of it.
So you like, is that where the water comes from? Or it's just an old well.
I use there is clean water. I can like fill a pool with it, but my house has a regular connection. But a well and a well house is a very creepy thing, like
Sure.
And one night, like the first night, it gets dark out and a light was on in the well house, and I came to find out that it's like if this switch is in the house, that turns it on.
Sure.
But I remember I was like that light was not on earlier, so someone's in there, and I remember going out to make a video. And I was like, I'm going to pretend that I'm seeing it for the first time. I was like, I'm going to do a little social media magic with my video and pretend I'm seeing it. And I started to do it, and I walked out there, and I got actually scared, and I turned around. I was like, I'm not doing this. I have a video of me turning around going, nope, not doing it.
I was smoking. It had snowed, and I was like, I would crank cigs, kind of hiding them from my wife about how many, how many I was smoking.
Right.
And I would just flick them in the. I would stand by the door and flick them in the. Thank you.
Check.
It was snow. There was snow on the ground, so I flicked them in the snow, and then it was covered. And then the snow melted, and she went back and was there like a night by herself. And I was meeting her the next morning. So she woke up in the morning. It just looked like someone had been standing at the window looking in.
Ghost is ripping cigs.
She's like, someone's been smoking cigarettes and staring in the windows. I'm like, nah, that was me.
Yeah, he's a real creep.
He's got a huge dick.
This ghost is a chain smoker. Jesus Christ, he's despicable.
It's made me an adult where I realized I'm not an adult. Like, I've lived in apartments for the past 10 years, and so they're like, oh, there's, this needs to happen. I'm like, well, call
the super, call this.
Oh, fuck, I have to figure this out.
I have a very different relationship,
and I'm not the guy.
than all you guys. It seems like with I grew up on a cemetery, and I know
what?
For some reason my family has always. Dude, my family.
I love when outsiders come in and John says a John thing.
I mean, I've known you for 3 years now, and I'm still confused every time we talk.
I thought your parents did well. I thought you had a nice place.
Yeah, but they just. So my mom grew up on a house that was right across the street from the cemetery. I grew up in a house that was right across the street from the cemetery. When I was young, they bought a house on Martha's Vineyard that was literally attached to a cemetery. And then
I'll tell you what, that's 3 too many cemeteries.
Yeah,
and then their house now, they bought a new house, and the house now has you go down this little private street, at the top there are graves, and they probably lived there for a year before I was like, what are those graves at the top of the street? And they're like, they actually are. It's an old Indian burial ground. It used to be at this house, but they moved them to build this house. It's straight up.
That's when they haunt you. You disrupted the dead.
Disrupted them.
But despite all this, I've never had any interaction.
Just always raining over your house.
I think it's one of those things. It's almost like Santa Claus. You got to believe in it to have it happen. I've never had anything where I'm like, that was a ghost.
Sure. I also think that's the thing. If your mind's just closed off to it, you're like, okay, whatever. I used to watch
you start
this thing.
hearing things that are like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what that sound was. And there's always a clank in a pipe, but it's like,
did the kids say anything? Because kids are
the day the kids start going like, who was there? Who was here last night, Daddy? And I saw the man. Then I'm like, let's get the fuck out. Really?
Yeah. The kids,
because they
say the kids can hear it.
Yeah.
And this guy came in, or it was my nephew and his friend. It was like a birthday party or something. They were upstairs, and they came down, and they're like, "Why are you like go upstairs?" And they're like, "No, that old man yelled at us and told us to go downstairs."
Really?
Yeah. And then that was somebody outside of the family that didn't know the story of like, I think the old man died upstairs in the house.
No way.
And that was like a third party that my sister had never told anybody. And then my nephew at one point came upstairs and came into my sister, was like, "Why is that old man yelling at you?" And it was like nighttime. It was just her and him in the house. And he was like, "Fuck."
Well, what's
so
crazy
they,
though,
saged it, and they had someone come in and be like, "Please leave. Well, this house is now ours, and we want to raise our family here."
And a priest in there.
Yeah.
Since then, nothing's
burning rosemary.
We did that once. Once in high school, we did that. We got a priest to perform an exorcism.
Wait, say it
again. In high school, it's like my buddy who kind of did.
Did you go to school in the 20s?
I went to an abbey.
Kinda, yeah.
I went
to a fucking abbey.
I went to a Jesuit abbey, and
I don't even know what that is.
It's like where monks live. So not all, but a lot of our teachers were monks, and one of them had performed exorcisms before, Father Pascal, and my buddy was like, "I'm just gonna tell him my room's haunted." And like I think the haunting
just for shits and gigs.
Yeah, I think
that's pretty fun.
That's a Friday night right there.
Let's see what you're made of, Pascal.
So it was the haunting of Emily Rose had just come out. So he was like, I forget what time she wakes up, but she always wakes up at like 3:33 or some shit like that. So he's just telling this fucking priest the plot of the haunting of Emily Rose. And the priest is like, "We got to fix this.
Get out of here!" That's so crazy. Like they're supposed to like vet that shit, right? You got to like talk to the
Vatican. He wants to believe it at the same time.
He's like, "I want to do an exorcism."
Yeah. I just told this on the podcast where he would sing walking down the stairs because he thought stairs were haunted, so he would sing like homily or sing like what do you call them? Not homilies, hymns. And he emptied out the whole dorm. He's like, "No one can be in here for this. It's dangerous," because it was a boarding school. And he emptied out the whole dorm, and everyone had to stand outside while he just performed, like yelling.
Did you, like, hear
some exorcism? Yeah. I wasn't there, so it was my buddy who did it. I wasn't a boarder, and he like emptied the whole dorm out at night and had them perform like an exorcism.
Real cool school.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's what the cool kids were doing. Exorcisms.
I was just gonna say something before that you reminded me of. Fuck, I forgot.
There was a really good. I don't know if it was really good. It was back in the day. It was called Paranormal State. It was on like A&E or whatever. It was the Penn State's Ghost Club or whatever. And they would travel around,
also known as the Lady Killer.
Yeah, a couple of mutants in this crew, and but they would go. It was a pretty good because they would go and people would write them, be like, "Hey, I'm having this in my house and this and this," and they always I liked it because they went with the idea of, we do not believe this is a ghost.
Right.
We're gonna disprove. We're gonna listen and watch and come up with reasons of why it is not a ghost. So like that was the way they approached it. They were like, "Oh, it's the boiler, it's the hat, it's the whatever," and like they never found anything after like 9 seasons.
Well,
never found one thing.
When that kind of shit happens, like it happened with me with the coffee. I was on the phone with my brother explaining it, and I was like, so I'm a little bit like scared, to be honest. I don't know what to do, and I'm talking from the point of view of a ghost, and he's talking from the point of view, he's like, I think someone was in your house.
Sure.
He's like, you got to go get a fucking alarm system because I think a person was there. So then when kids start saying shit like that, I'm like, well, the first thing I need to do is make sure that it wasn't an actual old man yelling at me.
Yeah.
You know?
Who's off his meds. He's in the wrong house.
When you get a new house, did you get the locks changed? It could be some dog walker from a few years ago.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I still haven't done any of that stuff. So.
Disgruntled groundskeeper.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Whatever. I got another topic for the fellas here, because when you come into some cash, people start hitting you up a little bit.
Really?
And we have a gentleman here.
Let me just hold 20, baby.
And
I got a big exorcism
off the ground.
We have a gentleman here. Are you guys familiar with Billy Football at all at Barstool?
Yeah.
No, okay. He has decided to run for Congress.
Oh, is this real? I had seen like the post. I just wasn't sure how much.
No, he's actually running for Republican congressman of some district out on Long Island.
State congressman.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
No.
He's not running for the U.S. Congress, is he?
No, I think he is. No, he's running for George Santos.
Yeah, whatever George Santos was, he's
no
what he's
shit.
doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy money.
It might be a lot.
Are you kidding me?
And it kind of started out, I was like, this is stupid. And then he went on, I think, Fox News, and he had an appearance where he crushed it and spoke. I mean, it was all politician speak, but I was like, he can do what all the politicians do.
Sure.
I don't know if he can do the real shit, but he can play the. Yeah.
He's not running under the name Billy Football, is he?
Well, that's what's funny is like his Twitter is Billy Hot Takes, and he's like tweeting out all these things that are like real serious, and he's now fighting against some corrupt incumbent and all this shit.
Okay.
And he hits me up the other day, and he says, I mean, we never talk on the phone, so I thought it was going to be about work. And I said, "What's up, Billy?" And he goes right into the spiel. I'm calling you today as a member of Congress. Blah, blah, blah. and he says, and he goes, "Would you be willing to support?" And I say, "How can I support the campaign?" He goes, "Well, we could start with, I can send you the donation link." And I said, "Sure, Billy, send me the link."
Interesting.
And he sends me the link. And as we get off the phone, he goes, "Just a reminder, 3,300 is the maximum." And I say, okay, and I hang up. And that was like a week or two ago, and then I get a hit today. He texts me again. He says, hey, I was looking at the link, and I see that you still haven't donated. Just wanted to, however he worded it, just reminding you or whatever.
Following up.
And I'm sitting here going, do I have to give Billy Football $3,300 right now?
Yeah, you do.
I think so.
Ridiculous.
Are you crazy? Have a congressman in your back pocket? What are you, nuts? You should all be donating. What are we doing here? This is what you live for.
Well,
yeah, those parking tickets. So
now you got money. Now you got to keep that money.
No show jobs. Kickback.
Yeah.
You nuts?
I didn't think about it from this way. Yeah, man. I don't necessarily know if Billy Football is going to be
$3,300 for the chance is crazy.
I don't think Billy Football is going to be doing
Bill.
House of Cards over here.
Inside
I don't think
stock tips. All the money Pelosi's making. What are you, crazy?
Political parties.
Give me the goddamn link.
Yeah, you're nuts.
I'll be over there handing out flyers. That's the dream, baby. Get somebody on the inside. What's wrong with you? Oh my God,
that is brilliant. You're 100% right,
dude.
Ah, man,
somebody in Congress,
but like he's Billy Football at the same time. If it was like
there's nobody running out there.
So does he have a chance of winning?
So
I don't.
Is he running against anybody else?
The problem is now
the guy
he's being squeezed out. Like
the parties don't like that.
Yeah.
As much as it's kind of silly, they don't like. It's like some Trump shit. They don't like an outsider who comes in and shines a light
until
on some of the dumb
do.
Shit. Yeah. And then
that 3,300 go a long way.
He's also running against. I learned this the other day. He's running against like a young kid. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, he's not running against like some establishment dude.
Because I think with the machine of Barstool behind him, we can get this thing done.
Polini,
whatever.
Mike
LePetri.
Medellin Mike LePetri is also a kid.
He's like 35 or something.
Medellin Mike LePetri. What's he, a Scooby Doo character?
well, Billy's doing his Donald Trump.
Okay,
so,
that's great.
I thought that's like
Medellin Mike is all right.
He started.
This goddamn kid's a winner.
He started with LePetri dish, and I think someone told him that doesn't really hit. And I think somebody might have given him
it's for the science
make like a tree and get out of here.
But what I learned also the other day is that, again, this is, who knows what's really happening, but he's using like a fake address. Like he's using like his parents' address, like some Dillon, Texas shit.
That's what I was wondering too. I was like, do you live on Long Island?
And no, Billy's not. The other kid is.
Okay.
Billy? And
I was going to say, Feitelberg, what are you doing?
But the kid...
Man, these guys are screwballs.
Yeah. But the kid lives in like Hoboken or something like that with roommates. And I was like, you can't.
Oh, come on.
You can't be a U.S. congressman and have roommates.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, so this whole thing is a circus.
Yeah. Like, I know sometimes...
Well,
I might throw my hat in the ring at this point.
I thought he was running against like a, whether crooked or quality, I don't know, but a real politician who's like a dad and older.
But at the end of the day, he's running for George Santos' seat. So, like, there's no one who could have had it because George Santos just had it.
Yeah,
sure. So you can't have some establishment guy who had it.
That is a good point. I don't think I made that connection. I thought I knew George Santos was the guy, but I thought that this other dude had been around or was older. But if it's all a joke, maybe I will have to donate to the cause.
Buddy,
I
kickback money.
Yeah, that's dude, for $3,300. Plus, it's a write-off. Our political
I'm so sick of hearing about write-offs. By the way, spend money you don't want to spend, so that maybe your taxes are a little bit lower. Jesus.
It's not maybe. It's
but it's how much.
You don't have to. I mean,
you know what I mean. It's like unless you got fucking somebody really cooking your books, it's like,
no, the U.S. government does not reward you for earning and saving money. They want you to spend it. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Check out my helicopter.
This tax season I got like the money last year, but they like deferred it. They pushed it because there's like a lot of moving shit with the equity. So this was the big tax year.
Ouch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
My God. I know Mark Cuban was out there parading around his $280 million tax bill. Like,
I would have put a gun in my mouth before I hit transfer. $280 million?
$280 million.
Just
and I know
if you had Billy play ball in the driver's seat, it'd be all right. Make that all go away.
I know what he's talking about. Like, my civic duty, and it's a great country, but it's also like, but fuck you, dude. Like, this money is going to like absolute corrupt bullshit. We all know that.
Yeah.
If I really thought your $280 million was like going to good, it's like.
But then when you're like I'm more Cuban than anything. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Who cares? If you're arguing against
Jewish,
it's just like the rules of democracy, though. Like if you're like, well, where's it going? It is.
I do think it's the biggest scam in the world, though. I think we have just accepted it. But it is a scam.
But someone's got to pay it.
I wish I
don't think you do.
I wish they would just.
Someone's got to pay for school.
Yes, but like then I think there's like
Kippy,
billions more once you're done with.
Walking into I don't like this shit at all.
Jesus
I
Christ.
feel like I'm
rehabilitating
you
here.
pay for the shit that you need to pay for, and the rest are going to fucking dirty politicians' pockets.
Well, my thing would be like,
which we could be involved in. If you would pony up $3,300.
You want to get in? You pay what, $800? We'll split it all right here.
There you go. That ain't bad.
I want a full 3,300 share.
And immunity.
I'll send you the link.
I want full immunity. I'll pay that for whatever.
I think the problem now is that this is the first time like we're working for ourselves rather than like jobs.
Yeah.
Whereas like I didn't care about paying taxes before because I just got what I was allowed to spend.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting it all, and then they're like, "We want half in a year." I'm like, "What? I can't fucking. You can't control me with that kind of power."
I got hammered waiting tables. I always got fucking jammed up.
Really?
Always, because
you weren't fucking pocketing it, not telling them.
Yeah, everything got pretty legit.
After you were like reporting it,
and they got real tight on it.
Yeah,
in the 2000s,
and everybody started using credit cards.
Yeah,
back in the day when whatever. But they still would always claim the cash. But you get a check, so you get paid waiting tables. You get a check for like $2.50 an hour, right? And that's supposed to cover the taxes.
It's like don't even
from the
fucking
tips,
bother.
And it doesn't. So at the end of the year, I'd go to fucking H&R Block. And I try to get my rapid refund like a dirt ball.
You're jammed up if you're looking for the rapid refund.
Dude, there was a time, though, when you're young, tax season used to be great because I always got a return.
Dude, I planned any vacation I could have had. Around, like, I'll be getting $1,200 back. Like, all right.
And then it became
I was in the Bahamas once on spring break, and it hit, and I was like, boys, night's on me tonight.
Love that.
I had a real... I don't want to say crooked, but I had an accountant who was a family friend in Yonkers in like a little one-room office.
Seems straight. I don't know what you're talking about. A Yonkers CPA in a one-room office?
Bro, 100 years old.
Was that the racetrack?
Like, worked with our family forever. He would just be the type of guy like, how much did you donate to charity this year? And I'd be like, nothing. He'd be like, you donated $10,000.
Yeah.
One of those guys. And there was a time in my life where that worked. And then again, now we start talking about equity and stocks and all this shit, and I needed somebody, real.
Sure.
And
do you have a portfolio? I guess you do, right?
Yeah. But like, I still got a bunch of shit I got to clear up before I could really start investing it. But I
you are a dirtbag. I gotta clean a couple of things.
But I got an Acorns account. That's
some old parking tickets.
But I
Blockbuster's hounded me.
I went with some tax people that have worked with people here. Like everybody who's already made money here, I'm gonna follow in their footsteps. And I switched over to like a reputable accountant firm, and I was like, we're just going to do it the straight way because this is too much money now to fuck around with. And they immediately find out I owe $120,000 in taxes.
I put a gun on that. You might as well be Mark Cuban to me. That's crazy. I would flee.
And it had nothing to do with my money coming in. So had I like caught that
earlier on.
I would have been fucked. I couldn't have paid $120,000 in taxes before that money came in. And the guy who I left like had the nerve to say to my mom, he was like mad at me for like breaking up with him. And I found out later, he was fucking up my taxes to the tune of $120,000.
That's a lot.
It's like
I have old tax bills too. I'm on a monthly payment plan. I just take a little bit out.
Yeah, that's what they say now is that they want me to pay it forward, like ahead. They're like, if you pay a quarterly amount when tax season comes, you won't get hit that hard. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, miss me with all that shit. Yeah.
I'm not. What do I die tomorrow? I'm not paying you ahead of time. I'll pay you in April, and it'll be bigger, and I'll just fucking cry about it then.
Anybody that my cousin told me that when we started kind of doing that for a minute.
We did it once.
Why am I?
They were like, you should start making quarterly payments. We're like, okay, we made the first one late, and we're like, yo, fuck that.
He's like, why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you let them
suck my dick?
Let them get their interest when it could be in your pocket.
It could be yours.
I heard.
I know I'm going to get jammed up with this, but I like what you're saying.
Our one guy said, no free loans to the government.
Yeah,
I was like, you make so much sense, dude.
And it's also these things. It's like, I don't know. Am I investing it right? I don't know, but what you said is right. They're not going to earn it. I don't know if I'm going to earn it, but they're not going to fucking get it on my money. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing, but
we may or may not have just signed everything over to one guy. I was trying not to say that,
bro. We've done that,
but this guy's got everything. He's got my personal account. He's got everything.
We've transferred shit all over the place at Barstool. We had, I think the original thing was just like Dave Portnoy's like personal accounts. And then he was like, I got to open up a business. And I think it was like Barstool Sports LLC. And then he got jammed up a couple times on some things. And we made Purple Starfish Productions. And we put the money in there.
You don't know who the fuck.
And then we made our sales guy. We made our sales guy the president of that. And I think Feitelberg was technically not even employed by Barstool at one point. Like, we had
fucking
it all
shell game,
going.
baby. I respect that.
Yeah. John Feitelberg, independent contractor. How are you? Good to meet you.
Here's a 1099. How you doing? I'll see you on the April 15th. How you doing? It's all
It's all a scam.
I don't want to have to ever think about. Like I said, it's just reached the point where I can't think about it, so I just go, "Hey, someone take care of this," because I can't do it.
You're making more money now than you ever were before, right?
Yeah, I think in 2020 I made $12,000. Yeah,
2020.
Yeah,
no shit.
Or I think it was whatever, because that was the year I got married. And my wife was from another country, so legally you have to make a certain amount of money. I think it's like you have to make like $24,000 a year.
Make enough money to get married? That's a thing?
Because you have to be financially responsible for, if I'm saying like, hey, this is my wife from another country, like I'm sponsoring her citizen, whatever, green card, you're fiscally responsible for that person.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and I think I'm fiscally, even if we get a divorce, I think I'm fiscally responsible for.
Oh, let me tell you, buddy. If you get a divorce, you are still fiscally responsible.
So, whatever it was, I think it was like $24,000 or something a year, and I made it by like, I think we lost. I think I made it by like $300. It's like, oh yeah, that was a cash tip I got. Or something.
I booked a gig at the Chuckle Hut. I swear to God, we're gonna make it to $24,000.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So,
but do you? So I mean, obviously, when you come from $12,000 a year to like money, a lot of things get a lot easier or whatever. But do you stress and worry about your money now?
No, I really don't. I mean, I got to the point where it's like
I do.
It's also like we're doing well, but it's like you got to think it's like
sure.
Half goes to taxes, managers, agents, business managers.
Johnny half taxes.
Then he points out to everybody. Then we have to split whatever's left.
Right.
After paying, it's like. We're stupid, dude. We just rented a tour bus for 4 days because we didn't want to drive.
We put everything back into the business.
It's like, hey, let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Let's ride this till the wheels fall off.
On the bus,
as long as like everyone's bills are paid and you're putting some money away. It's like we're not like we're not like Scrooge McDuck.
Right.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, though, man.
I like
I'd rather have fun now and then figure it out when I'm 50.
Yeah.
Every time we're doing some fucking cockamamie thing at Barstool and there's a prize, the prize gets very highly touted and talked about, and John's always the one going, it's not 50 grand, it's 25, and then really, if you think about it, he'll talk down. We did Survivor for $100,000, and he was like, it's not 100, it's barely, and he's like, at the end of the day, you're talking about like $5,000. What? How did we get from 100 to 5?
Bro,
I understand
money.
I work like the English Premier League. They announce salaries post tax rather than like Shohei Ohtani's making $600 million. No, he's not. Shohei's making about like. Again, 300, then you got 10 to your agent, 10 to your fucking manager,
10 to your lawyer. It's like
Ipe's taking a bunch too.
Once you see we'll get a check on the road and you're like, oh great, and then you look, you're like, oh no, that was like we should have stayed home.
We do it with that fucking mindset of like I'm going to have a huge shit. Then it's disappointing if you're like, well, if you acknowledge what the number actually is.
We're doing well. We're our bills are paid. We pulled ourselves out of debt. We're fucking chilling.
Yeah,
we definitely.
I'm still in debt. And my bills are not paid.
You know what's funny? Every podcast duo we know, they always align.
Sure.
With this and
complete
there's
opposite.
Always there's always
with money.
There's always a KFC and a Feitelberg, or a Kevin and a Foley, or a Tom and a Bert. There's always one that aligns.
I'm bad with money in the sense of like I have this thing where I'm like, if I like, I'll be like, I'll spend an extra $800 on the whatever it is, and then I'm like, well, if I ever need $800, there's an apocalypse. Yeah. I'm like, that's going to come back to bite me in the ass. I'm like, if I do that every week, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but I always say that if it comes down to like $5,000, I wasn't going to make it anyway.
Yeah, if I ever need $3,000, we're fucked,
bro. So I
like a cold seafood tower. I don't know what to tell you.
Before I got the money, I got like down to like zero with like lawyers' fees and shit. I hit like zero, and once I got approached zero, I started getting more frivolous because I was like, what's the diff? Like 1,000 versus 800. Might as well drop this 200 here, which is not smart. I'm not saying it's the right thing.
Hit rock bottom,
but it's like once you get that close, it's like, well, I am fucked no matter what. I mean, I need to like ask for a loan from somebody anyway, any minute.
Last year, whenever taxes were due, I was like, oh, I have to clear out everything. Like I was at zero.
Yeah.
I was like, that's it.
Yeah, we got hammered.
I was because we weren't. I was managing it, so I'm like, okay, cool. So it was like, and then they're like, yo, taxes are this, and I was like, oh, I think I had like $800 in cash, and I had a deposit to make the payment. And I was like, okay.
That is so sick, though. It's like you guys.
It was also just me being an idiot.
I know, but it's like the system is either scamming you or difficult enough that like you guys are like the perfect story of like you grinded and now you caught on fire and it's working and you deserve it and you just get fucked anyway.
You think the IRS cares about our sob story?
They got missiles to pay for.
It's going to Palestine. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I'm also too like. I think we were so poor for so broke for so long that like it's kind of like being. You know how like soldiers are like you can't worry about. You have to resign that you're like dead already.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so I'm like, oh, I'll go back to. I made it work with that.
I was born in the darkness.
Yeah, I'll be
molded
fun.
by it.
Like,
I always say that.
I'll always be able to go do a show and make enough cash to be like, oh, I can pay my rent.
Yep.
I can pay my car payment. So it's like, I'll figure I'll scam something. I don't know,
Yep.
I've always said that with this.
I'll run for Congress.
If it ends in a dentist's office in Milton again, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Well, we always knew too. Like my goal here was always like let's cover our salaries.
Where you worked?
That's where he was living. Barstool Sports
the first office.
First office was a dentist office in Milton.
Milton.
Well, that's the same thing. I'm like, we can always go back to.
I think you meant you were going to blow your brains out.
Just get high.
This is where it ends.
It ends in Dr. Tricoli's office and ends in Dr. Tricoli's office.
I was fine then. I'll be fine again. I guess who cares?
The day that I was able to do a clown job to survive.
Oh, we're winning.
The
That's
rest
why I'm
was
like,
icing on the cake, and I've been lucky enough. There's a lot of icing, but that moment was when I was like,
whenever it goes downhill, I'm here for it. Because it goes downhill, everybody goes up and goes down.
Yeah.
I want it. You know what I mean? I'm like, let's see how bad this is gonna get. Yeah. Let's see how low we can go, baby. I'll still be in that Eddie Battler.
Yeah, it's like you own your house. You just got to.
I do keep thinking that. I'm like, they can't take this. Oh, they can take that at some point, but like, I don't have to pay for that. I can sit in this thing until you know. Yeah.
When this comes out, you boys, we will have run the 5K.
Yes. You guys are going too?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Locked in. I just shit myself.
Did you really? Oh,
Hashtag Austin. What's this? I forgot on the Davis Clark.
How was it? What are we looking at for times? I have not run.
I'm walking.
You're walking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what?
walking.
Yeah, of course.
This is a personal appearance. I'm not fucking having a heart attack. Bert and I discussed that. I couldn't. My knees are all fucked up.
Yeah.
No, Bert fucking sandbagged us. What happened was he got us all drunk on that hooch he's pushing.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not a vodka guy. Dude, that was great. I had that in a Sprite. Like, I was fucking cooking.
He also does this like lime juice in a bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Bro,
Add a little bit of club
He knows
soda.
what he's doing.
We were in Vegas and they came on the show to promote it and for the Super Bowl, and they brought, I think Tom had just gotten it from a bartender down there. Those Buzz Bees or whatever they were.
Oh yeah, I heard about
little
that.
like
was
flower buds almost. You put them in your mouth, and it's like an effervescent, like bubbles your mouth, and then you drink the vodka, and it's like
Great.
No kidding.
Yeah. It was, dude. I in like a 5-minute span. I had a Buzz Bee, a vodka, and I took mushrooms. Jesus. And then I had to go talk. I was like co-hosting like a event,
fucked.
and I was like, the world was moving on me.
Just staring at a wall. What's up? I'm John Feitelberg.
20 minutes into, so we did it like right to start the interview, and then like 20 minutes into it, I looked at Tom, and there was like a desert backdrop behind him, and that was just waving, and I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have done it this early. God damn it.
We were in Virginia or something. We went on a run with him. We did like the Chicago, the fucking United Center,
Epic
which was
run.
crazy.
Arenas and
It was
shit?
just arenas. It was like
So
fucking
awesome.
15,000
When
people.
when you do that, because you guys are doing like theaters and shit now, so that's a big jump.
Sure,
right?
yeah, of course.
Do you just go out and just play your game, or do you freak out and you're like, how the fuck am I gonna do this?
There's a little bit of nerves, but I think they're like the pretty good thing is like there's a saying. It's like if you can swim in 6 feet of water, you can swim in 1,000 feet.
Yeah,
and it's like obviously the nerves and everything. And lucky enough, we were doing it together. So like he went out first the first night, and then I went after him, and it's like we followed each other our whole career. So I'm like, you know, I got a good shotgun guy. Like in my head, I'm like, if he's doing it, I can do it. Let's just go do it.
Sure.
You know?
Just yell. I was just yelling.
Let's go! Let's go!
It also charges you to 15,000, however many thousands of people. You're like, and you're like, just get my jokes out. They'll do okay. Just don't bomb the first one, and then you can build your confidence. Yeah.
That was a cool education, but the behind the scenes stuff is crazy. Like what he's built. Like the last time we went out with Bert, there was like, you know, I think we did like a 4,000 seat place in Vegas, and then like a
3,000 seat,
in California, somewhere in Northern California, and there was like a tour bus, there was a truck, you know, there was guys and all that stuff. This is like,
Bro.
it's like
there's
a
like
movie set.
There's
That
like
man
4
knows.
tour buses. There's like 5 tractor trailers. You wake up, there's catering. There's an omelet bar, like
everywhere.
He was
That's
like,
fun.
dude, I
You're
can
just
get
walking
used to
around
this. I'm like, every room we turn in, there's a fucking charcuterie board. I can get used to just meat and cheese
And we're just
all day.
rolling around in the United Center, just rolling through. There's the Zamboni, there's the Nets. It's crazy.
I
Checking
always
out
laugh
lockers
when
and shit.
Nuts.
when I see like you know, like overly nerdy comedy fans on YouTube and Reddit and talking shit about Bert and Two Bears, and I see how they live, and it's like, guys, you have no fucking clue how much this guy is crushing
The best.
life. Shut
Of
your
course. The
fucking
best.
mouth. This dude is doing it like perfectly. You get a taste of that, and it's like, oh my
The
god.
pop Bert gets when he goes out.
It's
is
it's unlike any. I filmed it every night because I'm like, I'll never see this again.
Yeah.
Like I'll never see
Yes.
somebody this fucking big.
Rockstar
This
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
That shirt comes off.
Yeah.
Place goes
It
nuts.
shakes.
Every time.
It shakes.
We learned in Austin he's the greatest introducer of all time.
Yeah.
He's talking to literal billionaires and guys who own restaurants and, you know, titans of industry. And what he should say is like, these are my two fucking
These are my
clown
knucklehead
friends.
buddies that I like.
Instead, he's like, these guys have the biggest podcast on the planet Earth.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
this and he's that. And I'm like, we're none of these things. But these guys are like, oh, cool. Nice to meet you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, he's but
But he sandbagged you into this
yeah, so
5K.
we're all fucked up. He's real fucked up. I'm pretty, you know, I got my wits about me at least. We're hanging out after the show, and we're getting in a car and driving to like the airport at like midnight or whatever. And the tour is continuing on. We were just doing like a short run with him, and he's like, "Let's do it, let's do it. I think it'll be good for you guys." Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
Which it was. It's worked out.
It has. But
How
we're
long
doing,
ago? This was like a month ago, right? Roughly?
yeah, less. It was a little
Wait,
less.
what has worked out? Like training for it and,
Just
and
like
making
that,
it
yeah.
part of your... Okay, yeah,
I've been walking more than I ever have.
Right,
and-
right.
Why don't you walk with Foley?
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. If I have somebody to walk with, I'll walk.
You gotta bring your bags, though.
Huh?
Got to bring bags.
What does that mean?
In case I poop.
And he likes his treats too. His begging strips. But then we're like, he's like, all right, let's do it. He like pulls out the phone and he's like, we got a commitment from Kippy and Foley, and then like we're leaving. He's like, dude, I'm not gonna post that till tomorrow. Like we're real fucked up right now. Well, because we have we're shameless plug. We're doing town hall in New York on Thursday, May 9th.
Let's go.
So it's like we're flying out Monday, doing the race Tuesday, flying back Wednesday. Town Hall's
fucking sick.
Town Hall's sick. Still tickets available. How you doing? So
But we did the same thing with Austin. We literally flew to Austin just for that party.
Just for that, yeah.
And that's something I ordinarily would never do. He's much more like a yes and I'm a no kind of guy, but we both agreed. I was like, that guy's been so good to us.
Oh, he's the best.
It's like,
They're both of them.
Is it convenient to fly in now? No, but
yeah,
right. And then I get there and have a blast, and I'm like, why did I even consider not doing this? So.
5 years ago, I was working a brunch shift, wanting to blow my brains out.
It's like, I'll get on a plane and go hang with my famous boys.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm not going to post this till tomorrow. We'll have a phone call. And I'm like, I don't even know if we can make it work schedule wise. Like, he's like, I'm not going to post this. We'll talk sober in the morning. I'm like, all right, my man, we hop in the Uber. We're not even out of the parking lot. And it's like, Bert Kreischer tagged you in a photo.
That's fucking great.
I was
going to say,
dude.
I can't believe he even hesitated at all.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But we're excited. It's gonna be
we're
a bunch
stoked.
of people and the Rose Bowl.
Dude, I've been running almost every day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I haven't trained at all. Bert asked me like a month ago, and I was like, I'll get back to you. And I just got back to him like last week. And so, not that I would have trained anyway, but
can you hack it?
Well, is it like a race?
No, I mean, no.
Like,
I think
someone trying to win this?
3 months. I haven't run. I haven't ran probably since my freshman year of high school.
I think you can run it. I think he can do it.
You should be able to do it.
Hold on. You haven't ran 3 miles since your freshman year of high school?
No, definitely.
Are you doing any cardio?
Jumps rope. He works out.
That's pretty good.
He's gonna
What about
be
the
fine.
heaters? You on the heaters?
Not regularly.
He's very in shape. His cardio is probably not great, but you'll
be
shape.
fine, dude. I can do it. You can do it.
I one time did. This is back when I was in shape. I was probably like early 20s, mid 20s.
You're in shape compared to this side of the room. Like you're in shape, dude.
But I showed up for. I signed up.
You're fucking David Goggins compared to us.
He really is. When we did the Barstool Combine, I mean, I've been gushing about this for like a month now. He put up 135 42 times. Jesus. The only person who beat him was Will Compton, who just got out of the NF
Yeah.
He's just a regular dude.
But the like
who may or may not be haunted.
Like I was like 25 and I agreed to do a charity bike ride, and it was 50 miles, and I was like,
fuck.
I was like,
bikes are different.
Those can be gnarly though,
dude. But I showed up, so I was like, I'm in shape. This is easy. Who gives a fuck? I showed up in a skateboard helmet because all I could find in my garage, and I had a mongoose with pegs. And I got to the front of the line.
That's crazy.
And everyone was in like spandex and like had like bikes.
You did a 50-mile race in a mongoose? That's hilarious. Put that on, are you garbage?
You got a
Jesus
Slurpee in one hand.
That's unbelievable.
I had a skateboard helmet with like skateboard like Skater Island stickers, like Providence, Rhode Island, like as it was in Tony Hawk video game. And I was just sitting there pedaling on a bike that like my knees were like.
I was gonna say you can't go like
brutal,
5 miles on a mongoose.
Back to the ship.
Those are made to go like from one end of the park to the next. That's it.
I got like
That's
15 miles in.
hilarious.
I finished it, but I got like 15 miles in, and I was like, "This is gonna be a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be."
50 miles.
Yeah,
That's halfway to Philly.
For real. That's exit whatever on the turnpike, you know? All right,
fucking nuts.
Yeah, we're excited, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be
Are you
good.
guys doing anything else out there?
No,
No.
we're literally just going out doing
Literally,
it,
yeah.
coming back the next
Fuck
day.
yeah.
'Cause we got town hall. Yeah.
Well,
We're
we'll be there.
in and out.
His
baby.
main concern was that I wasn't going to be able to walk. He's like, I'm not fucking dealing with you.
Yeah, my thing is like obviously I love him to death. I'm not talking shit on him, but like
You talking about me?
Yeah, he's a big personality. And if he's uncomfortable or hurt, which he has been, like he's had a bad leg, a bad knee, on the road.
A bad knee, not a bad leg.
Whatever.
Make it sound like I got gangrene on my head.
He's a lot. Like it's a lot to be around. Like every movement, he's screaming. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing the biggest show of our life. I don't want to have to be like, somebody be a fucking turn. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that.
I would say
I'm not dealing with you waddling out on sound check, complaining the whole time. I want to have fun this night.
In this situation, I think we now cross because I'm that. I can't do any of that shit anymore. I'm all banged up too, so I'm always the one. He sent me the text with the flyer for John did, not Bert, for the 5K, and he just said, like, we should probably do this, and I just never replied. I just started talking about some other shit, because I was I don't want to do
my knees are shot from sports and from having the weight for so long.
So we'll just
I went to
together.
the orthopedic, and he was like, you have the knees of a 70-year-old man.
Really?
Yeah.
I probably do, too.
The wiener of a 12-year-old.
Who have you been talking to?
I got told I'm going to need a new hip at 40.
Ooh. Yo, you know what you should do, though, is do that. Like, do it at 40.
Yeah.
Because
I know someone
when you
that
get
just
surgery
did
at
that.
70, you're like, you can't recover.
Yeah,
you can handle hip
you get some
surgery
infection,
at 40.
you start running a low-grade fever.
Yeah, for real, though. My brother's about to
in
get
your
it, I think.
40s. Like, you're going to need a new hip in your 40s.
Yeah, my buddy did it at 40
and my
from
brother are very
hockey.
similar because you guys are like statues. You're like stone. You're made of, like, your hips don't, like, move or anything. It's like, touch your toes. He's like, I can't touch my fucking knees, let alone my toes, you know?
Where are you going to go, titanium?
Yeah. But the hip I hear is easy. The hip I hear is like I think it's the hip. Whatever the replacements are now, like it might have been knee. I forget. But like I like 3 aunts all get it. Like
They're
in like
all
a week
pretty-
span,
if
and they're
you
like
do it-
walking in like 2 days.
Especially if you're in shape, like you could get a knee, you could get a replacement right now. You'd be fine.
My uncle had
It's when you're out of shape or old or
The bounce back so much, and you never come back full.
Or never.
Yeah.
Never.
My uncle got his 2 bad knees from college football, and they were like, we're going to do one, and then 6 months later we'll do the other. He's like, fuck it, do them at the same time.
Dude, my mom did that. My mom got both her knees done at the same time. It was a
Makes
terrible
sense, though.
decision.
How's
It
she
does,
doing
but
now?
it's
She's
terrible.
running around?
No, not at all. She's like the one person who like didn't
Really?
bounce back, and they're like, we'll try it again, and da-da-da, and so she's
What
in
the
bad
fuck?
shape. Yeah. The Clancy genes are not the strongest, I guess.
Maybe you shouldn't do this 5K.
We'll walk it. We'll have a good time. Me and you.
Are you running?
Both going.
I'll run it.
I'm
I was not
I
planning
have
on
to. I'm
it.
not fat
I
enough to
can't.
walk it. I think. Like I'm in this weird in between where it's like I'm not skinny enough to walk. Like they're like, oh, he's just having fun.
I got money riding on you, dog. You better fucking get the fuck out there.
I was not going to do it
running.
at all, but because I'm not going to run, and I don't want to run, and I don't like that stuff. I'm not good at it, but I didn't think if there's somebody to walk with, I'll go walk.
I'll be chilling back there.
You guys haven't like signed up for anything, right? I just told Bert I'll do it.
No, I have a feeling I'm going to get there. They're going to be like, you're not on the list.
Yeah,
Who are
absolutely.
you?
We're just going to
I'm going to have like my YouTube page out. Be like, look, it's me.
People have bibs and all that shit.
We're gonna show up together then.
I'm going to stop by DXL. I'm going to get some new gear. I'm going to get a fresh pair of Hokas, socks, maybe a headband,
All right.
nice pair of sunglasses.
We'll stroll it together.
grab a bite, head over.
Smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, have a nice little stroll.
A couple of shroomies wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful out there.
Yeah, apparently they have like a pretty big recovery thing afterwards. I don't know if you saw that. They were just talking about it. It's like they have like the leg stations where you can put your legs in those like.
Oh, I've never
those
done that.
things.
Definitely doing
They
that.
have cold
Yeah.
plunges. They have like a bunch of fucking. There's a bunch of stuff they have
I'm not doing a cold plunge.
at the field.
Don't talk me into it.
It's also it's like
you're gonna do it.
it's a walkable 5K. I
definitely
don't think you need a cold plunge in like
I know, I was gonna say-
hyperbaric chambers.
It's
There's gonna be like
All of that's wildly unnecessary, but I'm gonna do it.
Dude, if your muscles and like knees are sore, when you get into that, it's unbelievable.
I did. I played hockey yesterday or Monday for the first time in I play hockey probably like twice a year, but like this is my first time since maybe a year, 2 years ago, and I am sore in places I didn't even know I had. Muscles.
Yeah.
Like inside my quads back here. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm in tough shape right now.
I got that from sitting in the seats at Fenway Park.
Oh my god!
He really
That's
ramped
crazy.
up.
I didn't reply to that text.
You didn't? I was a little hurt.
Fuck.
Little hurt. Little hurt.
Honestly, I think I was at the gym and I just saw it and then fucking.
I think because also, did you initiate the text? I think you texted me.
I texted you.
He
yeah.
texted me, I think, and then like mid-conversation, just bounced.
I'm a really bad texter.
I sent him a picture from Fenway. I'm like,
All
oh, we're
the
in
time.
your neck of the
Bro,
woods.
I'm so sorry. That was
Do
really
not
rude.
take
I
offense.
almost canceled
Happens.
disappearance.
He literally
John
does that
has
to
silenced his
absolutely everybody.
notifications.
Yeah, I know. I'm D&D the whole
Bro,
time.
D&D always, if he has his phone within his reach, it's a miracle. Like don't.
Yeah,
that's
what's
just how John
D&D?
does.
Do not disturb. So it's
it
I don't
doesn't
get
buzz, it doesn't
notifications.
ring, it doesn't nothing.
You put that on.
100%
all
of
the
the
time.
time.
I got a real problem when I'm texting with somebody and it says notifications are
Me
silent.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I
Fuck
have.
You.
I don't
You think you're
like
better
it.
than me?
Yeah.
You're not
We're
gonna.
all addicted to this shit.
Yeah, come on.
I'm limiting my screen time. Get the fuck out
Fuck
of
you.
I put it. I very much have tried, and I've been pretty successful for what I like used to be. Because I used to be, particularly when Barstool was like really young, and like I was the kid with our friends, and I was always on my phone, and I was like,
always on Twitter.
I was always on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like part of your job. It's like it never, it's
but
like,
that was the excuse I always used.
Of course,
and
that
like
is an
now that I've
excuse.
kind of separated myself from it, I don't think it's as necessary as I had convinced myself it was.
I think there was a time.
I've overcorrected with like how
way
one of the things I want to do that I just tried to
for you,
do.
though.
I want to do. I want to get another phone with no
Just the
apps on it.
Yeah,
But it's the same number.
I've thought about that.
But I was just at fucking T-Mobile, and I asked them to do that, and they were baffled.
Yeah.
Really?
They're like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, can you do it? Is it a possibility? Because online it said it was a possibility. But they're like, oh, no, we've never even heard it. I'm like, I just want a phone with no apps on it, but then I can call and text that I'll and then
so
like
what you
one
should
with
do,
apps.
is then just do the opposite. You get one that just has the apps. You know what I mean? Keep your phone and then get a new number that the number doesn't matter because you're just going
But
to
all the apps are, there you go. Damn.
They're going to miss all the hot goss. What are you, nuts?
No, but like I can at least go
in.
like if I'm on that phone sending a text like to my wife or something before I put my phone
You
down.
open up this, you
I'm
open
in
up that.
Instagram. I'm in
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah,
and then like I have my account and I have the Are You Garbage account, so I'm like doubling up on just noise that I don't need to hear.
But I roll over. I got a text from my kid or their mom or something, and it's like I can't just throw my phone. I do have
of
that,
course.
you know.
Yeah, your father.
Right. But
Goddamn
even
homeowner.
that's an excuse at points. It's like you don't need to be on your phone every fucking second.
No,
you know?
of course.
But there was a time, especially, and I still do it somewhat now because I do those 1 Minute Man videos where it's like I do need to be plugged in. But you reach a point where you're like, the world will keep spinning if you don't comment on this one. There was a time at Barstool where I was like, I have to comment on every single thing. And
All
I do
hands
think
on deck, of
I think we got to where we're at because we all
Because of
had that
that.
mentality. But now it's like it's different. You don't have to do that. You know. We got some voicemails. I'll let you guys go. We're gonna play some videos from our fans and get you out of here.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, big and small. Sometimes the smaller ones are more annoying. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing down. I have said countless times. I've said countless times. But it's a great thing to learn coping mechanisms, coping skills, kind of how to see the light at the end of the tunnel, how to learn how to balance plates. Again, that's one I always go to because the therapist always says it. Balancing plates, balancing too many plates, balancing not enough plates. You got to balance plates. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. That is why they offer free changing of times or therapists or whatever, no charge. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And as I just said, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/KFC today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC.
Oh, KFC fights the crew. I had a question for you. What do you do wrong on purpose to come off differently to other people or people around you? Reason I'm thinking of this now is because I was just in Wawa, and they have the touch screens for the food. I get the same thing every time, so I could rifle through that touch screen in 0.2 seconds and get exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But on purpose, I look like I've never used the thing before and slowly go through the menus just so everyone around me doesn't think I'm a degenerate and just slam Wawa for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let me know what you guys think. What's one thing you guys do wrong on purpose?
Wrong on purpose.
That's pretty good.
I do the dishes bad so my girl doesn't ask me to do them.
That's a whole different. That's a tactic.
Yeah.
That's like I'm gonna look as incompetent as I can so I never have to do this again. That's smart.
I don't know, but I feel like I've had that emotion where I'm like embarrassed by how quick I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So you slow it down. You're like, I don't know. I definitely have
And
felt that
it's
emotion, but
already
I can't
done.
place it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking
that's a
I
brilliant.
good
wasn't
one.
expecting that twist. Who gives a fuck? You're getting a sandwich.
Yeah, I understand the emotion. I don't think I'd have it there.
I wouldn't have it there either. But everybody
I wouldn't have
has
it there,
their
but
thing.
I get that.
Yeah, I definitely get
Yeah.
it.
Maybe like a check cashing place or something like that. I'm like, all right.
I've never been here before.
Those kind of places where you walk, not even to check in, but like when you walk into a new restaurant or anything like that, that's I'm doing it in intentionally the opposite, where I act like a champion.
You act like you know what you're going.
I'm like, I'll do the barbecue pulled pork or something like that.
I'm more often to do that. Pretend I belong and I know what I'm doing when I don't.
There's so many places I walk in and immediately know I don't belong. Act, and then I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm acting like some guy I'm not. Just be myself.
Let me ask you this: if you guys go to a restaurant and the server comes up and says, "Have you guys been here before?" Regardless, do you say yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Really? Even if you haven't been?
Yeah.
You lie?
Yeah.
Should I do that? Why do you do that?
You got to go through that whole thing.
You get a spiel.
Like you're a fucking kindergarten.
Well, we do things a little different here.
Guess what? Bring the food.
Well,
you're cooking a little different.
I don't need to hear your fucking rundown.
But sometimes I've been to places where it is wildly different, where I'm like, I'm glad I knew that. Because they're like, oh, it's actually served upside down in your asshole. Oh, thanks for letting me know.
I love when they're like, medium here's a little bit pink and the red. It's like, they're all the fucking same.
Dude, this actually reminded me. Could you pull up my tweet from last night? Did you see Stu Feiner last night eating?
No.
Dude.
Wow, your tweet made so much sense.
Yes,
it was there was one where sometimes you pull up Twitter and you see it and then it disappears.
Yeah.
And I was halfway done reading your tweet and I'm like, I have to go. I then went to your profile. I was like, I have to finish that tweet.
Scroll down a little more. Watch him eat. He eats like a king. Like, it's how I picture.
But I also love I don't know if this makes sense, but it does make sense.
Why? Like,
Frankie eats like a homeless person.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I saw this, the cannoli.
Yeah, but
he just takes it, he looks, and it's very decadent.
It's very regal.
It's like pinky out kind of. Slow. He gets a little bit of a smile going, that's good.
It's the chin up, too. It's like, I'm bigger than you.
It's always reach around like, well,
so
a little
good.
of this. I'll try a little of that. I'll have a little bit of this.
Goddamn gentleman. I like it.
Yeah, he really is.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I mean, that's Stu in a nutshell. And he pulls the fingers back, puts it in, and
he's got a napkin.
It's unbelievable.
More cannoli, please.
I've watched this clip of Stu eating.
That's great.
Is this new? Yes.
This is last night.
There's something else. The ice cream. Remember the ice cream last year?
Yes.
Last year he got caught eating an ice cream and he was like, oh my God.
Really thinking
he was dialed in on it and everyone else was watching hockey and he was just going,
They put out another one
so good.
of him. It's the full scroll, because I quoted this one too. It's just a highlight reel. It's fast forwarded. It's the whole game. Watch this. It's unbelievable. He's the best.
He is a machine, dude.
I love this guy.
It's a minute and a half of him
just crushing.
It's the full game.
And this was I saw a text from Frankie. He said Borelli's opens at 7 for the game, and we're gonna have this and that served. And he's like, "Here's how I'm pre-gaming." And he ate like a chicken parm and a meatball marinara and all this.
He's got multiple dishes.
He eats like none other, dude. And he's what, like 5'4"?
Yeah.
Puts it away.
That's awesome.
The end.
Just crushing it.
Again, though, very regal. The pinky
it is. It's precise. It's
a lot of it is he's very good at bringing the fork to his mouth.
Yeah. He doesn't go down
over a little bit, but not
yeah.
Not like a peasant.
He's not shoveling it in.
Wait, watch the very last, because it's the full game, so it ends with the Islanders losing, and he puts his head down. So yeah, they lose.
He's gonna eat again, isn't he? Yeah.
A little bite.
Incredible.
That's fantastic.
Right.
That really is.
That's all right.
That is really awesome.
He's unbelievable.
He is the fucking man. Good. All right, next one.
Hey gang, long time no speak. No hypotheticals or anything this time. I just really want to ask a question. Why are we not celebrating the best holidays? Christmas, sick, top to bottom, no complaints there. Then you get to Thanksgiving, a holiday dedicated to eating. What's not to love? 4th of July, love good old-fashioned American freedom. None of those are the best holiday. I just found out today is Drink Bourbon with Your Dog Day. Why am I not getting work off for that?
They've gotten a little crazy.
That's jumping the shark.
Yeah. I mean, everything is a day.
I always thought that was a joke. I always thought when somebody posted like Brother Appreciation Day.
No, well, that shit's real.
No.
They're
real somewhere.
It's a joke to people with a brain.
Right.
I thought
like steak and a blowjob day, whatever, March 14th, whatever.
That steak, you say steak and blowjob day? Yeah, that was the one when you're like a high schooler and you're like, I don't want to take my girlfriend out for Valentine's Day, and they're like, have you heard of steak and blowjob day? It's next month where they got to do what you want. And it's like, oh yeah, and it's like no one has ever actually done that, and if you have, you are a scumbag. If you have ever taken your girl out for steak and blowjob night, Jesus Christ,
that's got skirt steak written all over it.
Medium or fucking well done,
please.
But me just saying March 14th made me think of March 17th, which made me think of St. Patrick's Day. Made me remember, you guys just got back from Ireland.
Yes.
Where was your favorite spot? Where'd you guys go?
We went to Dublin, Kilkenny, Cork, and this very small town on the far west coast called Clifton.
Okay.
So a listener of ours' family has a crazy house out there. Like an insane, nicest house I've ever been in. Biggest, and it's on the cliffs, and it's very cool. So remote, and you're just out there staring out into the ocean.
So
the cliffs.
Listener's family's house, though?
Yeah, they hit us up, and they were like, hey, they sent us the house.
Slept there?
Yeah. The house, it's like a vacation.
It's a rental property.
And the place was that sick.
The family was not there?
No.
I thought you were bunking up with mom and dad. That's a little
More
fucking weird,
shepherd's pie, please, Mrs. O'Malley.
Okay, that's a different story.
No, so it was crazy. It was fun. That was like what you picture the clip.
Ireland.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
Where'd you go in Cork? Because I just got back as well.
Oh, shit.
And
Feitelberg put an old lady out of business. Took her last fucking sweater.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It was incredibly emotional.
That was actually a great story. She was retiring and she was selling him his last.
She was like, this is the last one. And like hit her that like it was less than my size. The store was still around, but it was like it was like
gotcha.
Last, the color of the size. And she's like well, this is the last one.
Feitelberg took it and kicked her down. Said, I'm taking another one.
But that was in Galway. But when I went to Cork, but Cork's just the county, right? Is there a city called Cork?
Yeah,
too?
Yeah, there's
we
a
were in the
city Cork.
Oh, okay. So I went to Cork County, and we went to Cove and Kinsale, which are my two favorite cities like in the world.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, we were there a day. We went to a hurling match.
No, I was trying to get to one, but there wasn't anyone.
It's insane.
Yeah, that shit's supposed to be very
dude,
cool.
these guys
Those lads are out to hurt each other.
Really?
These guys could be professional in like baseball,
I know.
hockey, football. Right?
I always say
like,
when we have these arguments,
athletes.
Who's the best athlete? Soccer, football. It's these weird sports.
Dude,
these guys
dudes,
can do
baseball,
it all.
Dude, they're throwing this ball up, cranking it while running like 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the one guy's
sliding.
catching it barehanded it's fucking it's crazy.
Fuck, I'm very jealous.
Yeah, they get chippy, they got sticks, it's wild.
Yeah.
What was the crowd like?
It was very tame.
Yeah?
It was like one of the semifinal matches between I think Kilkenny and I forget who else was playing. Cork maybe it was Kilkenny and Cork.
Respectable affair.
Yeah, it was very nice. There was no booze allowed like in the stands. It was super fucking chill. The sides were mixed matched together. There was no like home and away.
They're
very
all
respectable.
They're all amateurs, right?
They're all amateurs. They're not allowed to make money.
Yeah.
It's all done for pride.
No, it's just like that's the way. I'm imagining.
Each county has it was explained to us so many times. Each county has its own team, its own Gaelic football team and hurling team.
Yeah.
And they're like stars in their.
But it's just for the love of the game.
They're like
just
also
for the love
bankers,
of the game.
Yeah.
But there's people making like. It's like how college used to be. There's people making millions of dollars at the top
exactly
of this.
what I was.
And they're not allowed to drink for 9 months of the year. They're training.
Can you bet on them? Can they bet on them?
Sure.
By the way, did you see?
Oh,
Dave and
Buster's?
Yeah. That's right up your.
I still don't understand
You can gamble
on the outcome of people
playing like arcade games.
No shit.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be like $5 limit or whatever. Yeah. But it's like you two are going to go at it. I'll take action on Foley. What do you got?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the future. The Dave and Buster's.
Sometimes I'm worried. Then I see stuff like that. I'm like, well, everything's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a Buster's
if things
idea.
go downhill,
sure.
I always got Papa Shot in the back pocket.
We'll be all right.
The one thing I could say about Ireland is I loved it all. The food was.
Well, yeah, that's not our.
It was unbelievable.
No, we loved it.
You liked it.
We were also so fucking drunk. I said that every meal we had drunk was we're like, this is so good. The only ones that were bad,
sausage
we were sober.
rolls in the morning, dinner, bangers and mash.
And I'm like, I think we're just sober.
The wings were unbelievable. All the beers were top shelf every time. Ice cold,
Did you notice the Guinness different?
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't really. Yeah.
I don't really fuck with it over here, but I liked it over there.
I like it in both
think that's
ways.
placebo.
But I switched pretty
it's
quick.
a little clean. It is. It's a little cleaner.
But
it's poured different. At least unless I'm buying into the hype, which could be.
That's what I think.
I had a couple buddies who lived there. So like when I was in Dublin, I went out and met up with them and went to a few of their favorite pours. And while we were doing it, they were like, "It's a little silly," because like everyone has a different bar. Like,
sure.
Do
you remember where you went?
I in Dublin. I went to Gravediggers.
Yeah, Gravediggers are good. That's a good time.
Gravediggers are sick. Yeah,
you like the cemetery.
When you
it's in the it's next to the cemetery.
When you
that's on the outskirts. Yeah,
you walk in and like the wall is painted with like 70s cigarette smoke.
Yeah,
like everything
that
was
dark
like
maroon,
the yellow.
Yeah,
you kick in like the saloon style door.
Did you eat there? Because the food looked good at next
you had to go to the other side.
I did not eat there.
It looked really good.
Yeah, Gravediggers was sick. Gravediggers, I forget I tell you this. Gravediggers, so I'm in the cab on the way to Gravediggers, and I'm just kind of making conversation with the cabbie, and I was with my brother, and he's talking about, he's like, Gravediggers is one of his favorite pours, and I was like, oh, where else do you like? And he's like, I'm off the drink now, and I said, that's good, smart, glad to hear that, whatever you want to say to someone, and he's like, yeah, I used to drink 50 pints a day, a Guinness, and it's
not even the alcohol consumption; it's just the liquid.
I looked at my brother and I was like, he must have said 15. And then the story kept going, and he again said like he drink 50 pints a day, and I was like, that's 2 pints an hour. That's so much not a waking hour. It's 2 pints an hour of the full day.
That makes it seem a little more doable.
Are you saying pours?
Yeah.
Well, like as bars?
No, who pours the best Guinness?
Okay.
Right. And he liked
knock that off.
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to be saying cheers and mate. Get
knock that off.
I think that's pretty regular, right? Like who pours the best beer around here?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
No.
My favorite pour, like if I was talking about like a bar on the Upper East Side, it's one of my favorite pours.
No fucking way. I don't know where it is.
I only say it in response to the Guinness.
Yeah, I think it's Guinness specifically. Like we went to Gravediggers because they have the best. They pour the best Guinness. I think that's what he's saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You weren't referring to the bar as a pour.
No. But that does make sense too because they call them poorhouse.
You're suspect, Feitelberg. I tell you right now.
It's like somebody who studies abroad and comes back. It's a fucking bar.
You're saying a slight British accent.
Dude, I fell in love with a woman the other night who had a slight British accent. And like,
hey, you're speaking my language,
bro. So I was in Chicago like 2 nights ago. I get a text like 12:30 p.m. fraud alert. And I had a American Express, so I call right away. And this woman,
the fucking girl on the phone, unbelievable,
bro.
I thought it was gonna be a real.
No, it's real.
I love this.
I'm
really with you.
Real. So
it's real. She loves me,
dude. She calls me, and I'm talking to her. And, again, I got an American Express solely so I didn't have to deal with shit. And like I do none of the benefits. I do none of the
points. None of that shit.
Like I just like
we're a big points family.
I was like, when I call somebody, I just want to talk to a person. That's it.
Yeah.
Talk to her right away. She has like it's like part British, part like South Asian, and I was like
you can just decipher that.
Yeah. Like it's like
I wouldn't even know what a South Asian,
like Indian, like Pakistani,
Jason
And
what part of Malaysia is your family from? On your mother's side. What?
She's like, hello, it's Makeha. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? And she's like, you can call me Meg. And I was like, no, I want to tell you, I'm going to call you your name.
Oh, boy.
Did you have a couple of pours in you at this point?
I hate that shit. They shouldn't have to change their fucking name. I'll call you fucking... People who can't pronounce it, just say the fucking name.
Meg's a cute name.
And she's like, it's Makeha. And I went, oh, nice to meet you, Makeha. And she went, I love the way you say that. And I was like, whoa, we are...
All right, I'm on. That should chug me up a little bit.
Bricked up on
Hang on. I wrote down what this woman said to me because I was like, it went both... The sparks were going both ways.
And then she's like, was this you trying to buy $88 worth of McDonald's?
I'm trying to find her right now, bro.
Put her out there.
She goes, hang on, where is this? Okay, so when I was like, with the card, she's like...
By the way, this is a crazy move to write down the conversation. I love it.
Like, you roll with a notebook, by the way?
Yeah, dude.
I'm a comedian. I don't even do that. That's crazy.
What do we got?
And so, first of all, was
just
American
a list
Express.
of sandwiches you have.
She has a space pen up top, too.
This is unbelievable. And she goes, So I guess when American Express, what sucks about getting your card stolen is you have to change the numbers and you have to.
I went through it in Ireland.
Card.
It sucks.
She's like, your card will still work.
American Express is great
with the chip, so you can still use that until you get your new number.
Yep.
And I was like, that's amazing. Thank you so much. She goes, well, John, you deserve it. And then she said, you've been a customer with us for 3 beautiful years. And then at the end of the call, she said, promise me you'll have sweet dreams. And I said,
I'm on your side.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah. Promise. She made me promise.
What did you say back, though, is the question?
Micaiah, I promise if you promise me to.
Did you get her number somehow?
No, I'm trying to find it
Yeah, it's
out.
1-800-839-4926. I would just start a lot of fraudulent charges.
What's your ticket
Give
number?
me your card for a weekend. She'll be calling.
That's a romantic comedy right there.
Yeah, it's a be cute.
The fraud charge was from a company called Player First, whatever that was. It was like $1,000, $1,200, something like that, $1,500, and whoever had it.
Thank you.
Buddy, run that again. I gotta
John,
get back
let me
to
ask you,
Micaiah.
did you buy a double-sided dildo by any chance? Mag, I'm telling you right now, that wasn't me.
I bought a ticket to wherever you are, is what I'm doing.
That's awesome. I love that. That's very cute. Man.
Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you coming.
Love you guys.
through.
Thank you so much,
boys. Look forward to seeing LA.
Yeah.
Town Hall.
LA.
Go get the tickets to see these boys on stage. The Are You Garbage Empire is fucking unbelievable. It's great to watch you guys thrive.
Thank you.
Hall Thursday night?
Town Hall,
Thursday
May 9th,
night.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Handful of tickets left.
Yeah, handful of tickets. We want to sell it out, baby.
Go get them.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.